Alright guys, so back for another Dokkan battle video, and today we are going to look at one of the brand new EZAs that has recently released. Today we're going to be looking at Metal Cooler. Now, Metal Cooler was already a very good support type unit. Now he is one of the best support type units in the game. Not only does he have insanely high stats, because he is an EZA unit, look at that, 16,000 attack is crazy. And he has 50% attack and defense from his passive. Then he gives all allies 30% attack, and then he gives extreme class allies 3 key and 40% defense. So Metal Cooler is just completely insane. He is just an absolutely absurd support type unit. And today we're going to go ahead and test him out on a few of his different teams. Now, Metal Cooler is on 4 teams, so there he is, a million. Double 130% lead. Run the Artificial Lifeform team right now, and he already hit 1 million. Of his 4 teams, Metal Cooler, essentially we could use on 3, because AGL Metal Cooler is, of course, the leader of the Wicked Bloodline team. So right now, really, we can't use Int Metal Cooler on that team. It is such a shame, because AGL Metal Cooler is one of the best Dokkan Fest exclusives in the game. But, unfortunately, I do kind of feel like he's overshadowed by this Int Metal Cooler, man. Like, you know, if I'm building a team, I'm using Int Metal Cooler before I'm using AGL Metal Cooler. It's just, like, EZAs are far and away the best mechanic in the game. They take old units like this Metal Cooler. I mean, Metal Cooler has always been good since he got his awakening. But, like, now, like, you know, you can legitimately make the case that he's one of the best units in the game, I think. Between massively lowering defense, 50% attack and defense, very high stats, all allies 30% attack, extreme class allies get 3 key, 40% defense. There's just an awful lot to unpack there. He's just incredibly powerful. I mean, there's not really too much else to say. We're here on a 130% team, and, like, you know, the Artificial Lifeform team, man, it's got some real pieces here. I'm going to be very curious to see what's going to happen when it gets a real leader. Okay, so he took 100k right there. That, of course, is type disadvantage. So, you know, if it wasn't type advantage, Metal Cooler might only have taken like 50k from that super attack. He would have done very good. I mean, as you guys can see, the newest Dokkan Fest exclusive boss fight, and Metal Cooler is taking double-digit damage. So, I don't know. I think lately, Dokkan has released a lot of OP busted units. Really, really strong units. And then Baby works very, very fine on this team. I've been liking Baby a lot more, man. That's Baby without any of his extra passive active, because we're not fighting a pure Saiyan. We're not fighting a hybrid Saiyan. Baby is real solid, man. He can definitely get the job done. Okay, so let's go ahead and I would actually like to not finish off Piccolo right here. And then we'll go ahead and see what Metal Cooler can do next turn. With Physical Kit Buu around, as well as Ames, who is a pretty good support type unit. We're not going to be above 80% HP to get Kit Buu's passive. I should have noticed that sooner, but I mean, it's not really too much of a big deal, because we're going to look at Metal Cooler on his other teams, 2 Revived Warriors, as well as movie bosses. Again, we're not going to go over to, what's the other one? We're not going to go to Wicked Bloodline, because, like, I'm not, you know, Wicked Bloodline, what am I going to do? Run, like, LR, Mecha Freeze, and King Cold? Like, there's no point at that point. So, we'll skip over the Wicked Bloodline team. But, you know, you're using this Metal Cooler on any of these other teams, he's going to be good. Now, because of the fact he does give all allies 30% attack, so specifically for the movie boss team, you know, if we're using Physical Broly as the leader, actually, I think Kit Buu's full passive is active here. I think so. So, we might... I think this actually is with Kit Buu with his passive active. So, let's see what number he puts up right here. Int Metal Cooler, that is. On the Artificial Lifeform team with Kit Buu here. 1.18. I don't know. Maybe not. I feel like he would have jumped up higher if Kit Buu had his full passive active. It was pretty close, but I don't quite think he had it. That's fine. Alright, let's go ahead and move to the next team. I guess next we'll go to the movie boss team and see how Metal Cooler performs over there. Alright guys, so now we're over here on the movie bosses / full power team. I chose to go pretty much a full villain build right here, but remember that basically, you know, you can run a lot of super class allies on this team. Metal Cooler is going to be good there because he's still going to give the attack buff to, like, you know, maybe LR Kill and Khalifa, any of the Super Saiyan 3 Gokus, you know, any of those super class units that are on the full power category. But he's just not going to give the key and the defense, of course, to super class units, right? But that just goes to show how versatile and how good Metal Cooler is going to be, that he's, like, going to be able to buff both. Like, that secretly is, like, one amazing thing about, like, Turles, right? The fact that there is no restriction, he just crazily buffs everyone, right? So we've got the same thing going here with Metal Cooler. I mean, Turles is, like, better of support if we're just talking attack, but remember that Metal Cooler is giving 40% defense as well, which Turles does not give. So Metal Cooler is going to be phenomenal in things like Super Battle Road. Or the Legendary Goku event, right? Because he's going to make all of your units be able to tank much, much better than if he was not there. So, I mean, Metal Cooler is just super good. I mean, in a lot of showcases moving forward, I'm sure I'm going to be using Metal Cooler. Like, you know, when going through, like, Dokkan Battlefield, Metal Cooler absolutely is going to be one of the first units I always pick. It's going to be kind of like, you know, the EZA Physical Rage Trunks, who I'm always using. This Metal Cooler, it's going to be the same thing. Like, I'm just always going to be using this unit. So, here's a pretty good rotation. Looks like Metal Cooler is going to get the most bang for his buck if he's in the middle rotation here. I don't think Turles will be capable of finishing off Rose. And then if Rose is not finished off a Metal Cooler, y'all already know how EZA Janemba gets down. He will turn Rose into confetti at that point. You know, Janemba just got announced in Fighters. I doubt Janemba's going to be as good in Fighters as he is in Dokkan, but, you know, we'll see. Janemba really, like, Dokkan is where, like, Janemba's best, right? Like, Janemba's just so ridiculous. 1.65, that's pretty good. And, bye. Oh, Janemba hasn't been hit though, huh? So he doesn't have the second part of his attack buff. Yeah, he did. Oh, okay. And then he dodged that. And then he dodged that one too. I love Janemba. All right, though. So we looked at the Movie Boss team. Now let's head to the Revived Warrior team. All right, guys. So we'll finish up here on the Revived Warrior team. Now, I would have to imagine this is going to be right up there as one of Cooler's best rotations. We have Physical Kid Buu with his full passive active. We have Darkness Toa alongside Cooler. And then, of course, we have Metal Cooler here. So I imagine Metal Cooler will probably be close to a 2 million attack set right here as a support type unit. That is a very high number considering the extra damage he's adding to the rest of the rotation. 1.8 million. There you go. Metal Cooler is just ridiculously powerful. They did a very, very good job with his EZA, making him, like, again, I already considered Metal Cooler a very good unit. Now, he's just dumb. Like, all these EZAs are dumb. Like the 7 we got here, STR Cells EZA, they're all just, like, they're stupidly strong. I mean, that's a good thing. Listen, Dokkan is doing amazing by taking years-old units, right? Like, Metal Cooler, this Metal Cooler right here got his awakening into this stage February 20th, 2017 for JP Dokkan. 2.5 years later, they turn him into maybe the best support type unit in the game. Turning old units, and even units that are not even outdated yet, like this Metal Cooler was, turning them into some of the best units in the game is incredible. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because there's so many different categories, so many different teams you can build, that, like, Dokkan they just don't care about giving us, like, OP, like, units either that are, like, well, I don't want to call some free-to-play units OP, but insanely good free-to-play unit options. They're giving us, these EZAs are just so ridiculous. Like, Dokkan's really looking out for us, man. I mean, they're doing just very, very well. That's all I could say. This EZA is ridiculously impressive. Alright, so this is Steely Hatred Metal Cooler. His leader skill is all types, key 3, and 70% the stats, so that is definitely a decent leader skill there. His super attack is the Supernova, which does supreme damage and massively lowers defense. So he doesn't have immense, but I mean, that's not a big deal whatsoever. His passive skill, Malevolent Assault, is attack and defense 50% for him, Then he gives all allies 30% attack, and then he gives extreme class allies 3 ki and 40% defense. Just an absolutely ridiculous passive. His links are Auto Regeneration, Shocking Speed, Nightmare, Strongest Clan in Space, Thirst for Conquest, Fear and Faith, and Shattering the Limit. I mean, the only real complaint I guess I would have is that he does not have big bad bosses. Everything else is completely a-okay though. And then he has a 12 ki multiplier of 140%, which is totally fine considering he's a 2.5-year-old unit. So that's good. That's good. And then finally, our boy Metal Cooler is on a number of category teams where he will be very good. The Revived Warrior team, of course. Another team that's going to have a mix of super and extreme class units, so Metal Cooler being able to at least give attack to all of them will be very helpful. Movie Boss, where of course he's fantastic. Then we also have him down here on the Wicked Bloodline team. This is the one team where you're not really going to use him, at least until we get another Wicked Bloodline leader at some point. And then finally, he is over here on the Artificial Lifeform team. Again, the Revived Warrior team, Movie Boss team, and Artificial Lifeform team. This Metal Cooler is probably going to be one of the first units you will go to. He is just really that impressive. So, thanks guys for watching. They did a real good job with Metal Cooler, and I'll catch y'all next time.